Alright, welcome back. I'll try and keep this video relatively quick. A quick summary. I did Freesco 4.3 via OVA file a couple years ago, and it turns out I went to redo my entire VM lab, and I don't know where that OVA file is. I can't find it anywhere. There's one link on the web, and it's dead. So that got me sitting there thinking, let me sit here and figure this out. So if you go to fresco.org, click this version's released, and you even see 4.5 is 2014. It's 6 years old, but it works. It does what it needs to. So download the EXE. You run the EXE. It will zip itself. It'll extract itself out to documents, Freesco 045. And what I didn't know before, this, I've renamed the files. It was actually named Freesco.045 or whatever. So you'll find that file, and what you want to do is rename it to FLP. It's a 1.44 meg file. All right. So once you do that, you then want to go over to your data store. So you're going to store this up on your data store, and this is what you're going to boot off of. I'm not going to do the hard drive. I haven't figured out. Like, I started to try and learn how to, boot up on a DOS disk, format the drive, but I couldn't get Freesco to install to it. So for now, I'm just going to take the FLP file I created. As you can see, I was trying 043, some other things. Sorry. Anyway, it's up here. So now what we need to do is create a VM. So create a VM. Next. Call it vFreesco. Yeah, that part doesn't really matter. Linux. And other Linux 32-bit. Choose your data store. Now, on this hardware, we do not need the hard drive. We do not need the CD-ROM. We do, however, need a second network card. So add second network card. Now, these defaulted to AMD. I'm going to leave it that way, but change the first one to VM, and then the second one's my virtual network. We're going to add another device, a floppy. We're going to point to that file, and this is what I'm saying. This will get written and updated and booted off from your data store. Okay, finish. All right. Launch remote console. Hit play. And it should boot right up. Okay. Setup. Setup is pretty simple. I couldn't get 045 to work before, and I figured out why. It was the IP range I was doing was not acceptable, and I'll explain it when we get there. So my other videos, I get a little bit more saying these different items, but you know what? C is router to local LAN. So primary DNS address. So my inside DNS server is going to be 10.60.10.1. And of course, make sure you hit numlock. Secondary will be on my normal LAN. And we're going to throw Google in there. No fourth. Okay, we'll give it a name. vFreesco. This you leave alone. Before, when I was playing around with this, and I was trying to get this working, I thought, IRQ 0, IO 0 means it's going to auto detect, so I thought I had to do that for NIC 1. Don't touch anything here, leave it, just hit X. Now, as you notice, ETH 0 is highlighted, and that's what these up and down arrows are doing. So leave the name alone, IP address, we don't want to touch that. Because I have my wireless router is my DHCP server, I'm just going to hit H. Use DHCP client to configure your network. Yes. Okay, that's it for that. Now, to configure your second NIC, hit the number 1 key. Now you'll see it says network 1, like 2/3 the way down. For interface name, ETH1. And then we're going to hit B or arrow down and hit enter for IP address. 10.60.10.1. Now, when I couldn't get this to work before, it would take the entries, but upon reboot, it would never find the gateway. I was doing 10.66.10 and 10.66.5. That was my 2 ranges. That's kind of a class C, but I had a class B subnet mask, and I think that's what was choking it. So 10.60.10.1 subnet mask. All right, and that's it. Nothing else here needs to be touched. DHCP server pool is off by default. It says equals, so you see there's nothing there. So we'll hit X. Auto detect no modems. No. This is important. This network needs to communicate with other local networks, so that's a yes. Trust modem links. No modem. Enter, enter. These are just logs. Save the system logs. No. Blank screen after 0 never. Stop hard drive. 0 is default. Screensaver 0 default. All right, keep going. Now, these two. I have no need for any other servers running in that environment. So for E, I will say N, and A, I will say N. And it's going to want to know primary DNS was that, and that. No big deal. Hit X. Now it's the fun of changing all these passwords. There's like 3 of them. Actually, you got to do the original, which was root. Okay. Create SSH authorized keys. Yes, no, whatever. I'm not going to use it anyway, so change password for admin. And for PPP. Disable, you can disable the root and create a super user. I'm not. You can disable admin, create a web admin. I'm not. It says we are done. Now all we got to do is reboot. So we're back at this screen. X to exit. Make sure you save and exit. If you notice how it automatically highlight quit without saving. Save and exit, and it will reboot. And from here, this is really all there is to it. As long as we get our 2 IP ranges and a gateway, then we will be good. So as you see at the top, it says booting floppy drive. All right, we are good. All right. Register now. Okay, can we ping from here? Ping. All right, ping 10.60.1.200. All right, well, anyway, I don't know 100% packet loss. Anyway, reboot. So once again, that's really all there is to it. I'm going to shut this down because it's actually the same exact as my other one. Shut down guest. So I have one running. I didn't want to toy with it all. So as you see here, it looks identical. You know, floppy drive 0 is the booting device, and it has the same IPs we saw there. So once you go over to your VMs, you should 1060 10.2 is this guy. 1060.10.1 was our gateway, which is that virtual router. Ping 10.60.10.1. There we go. Now, my wireless router that leaves my house, which is on the other side of this virtual router. There we go. So we're good. Ping google.com. We're good. Look, that's nice and quick. One thing I did notice, and I don't know if it's because the NIC type, the AMD versus E1000, but speed test. Come on. See what we get. Not too bad. It's a VM. Upload will be max 12. So that's going. Okay, so we got fairly good throughput as well. Actually, let's just use the Windows 10. So it says 226 and 11. So it's 130 meg slower. All right. So anyway, so we get the point there. It's working. Throughput isn't bad. Still would like to do a little more with it. You know what? We can actually. Let me see if I can switch those NICs. I don't know if you have to power it down. Yeah, you do. It says AMD 1000. So you know what? I'll turn this into a quick little test as well. I'm not shutting it down safely, I know. All right. Edit settings. Okay. VM E1000. E1000. Come on. Save. Power it back up. While that's going, let me also look at edit. What do I have this guy set to? Should be E1000. E1000E. Okay, cool. Say what? Removable device, floppy, Freesco 5. It did not save my settings. It should have. Cancel. Let's go. Connect to settings. Browse. Yeah, look at that. Right? Be interesting. This one does have a hard drive attached, so I did format it. Like I said, it is bootable. That's as far as I got. All right, floppy, power, restart. I think I totally killed it. All right, I'm going to rerun through the setup. Hold on. Okay, so that's what I expected. It couldn't find Ethernet cards. It doesn't like E1000s. So we're going to shut this down correctly. Root. I don't know how to shut down. I know how to reboot, restart, restart, no, reboot. Nah. Stopping. Now I'm going to shut down. Now, before I change the next, I just want to fire it back up and see if this is even saving the configuration. Every now and then that happens. Close, launch a new one. Alright, so it did come back up. This does not see the cards. Alright, so edit. Change it back to AMD. Save. Start. Alright, looks good there. So like I said, we should come back over to our Windows 10 VM. Alright, that's right through it. Yeah, we're good. So, alright, so it's working, and that is a quick way to get up as a floppy drive. If I'm doing something wrong with saving this, let me know. I'd like to know. If you also have a link to point me how I can install this on a hard drive, that's my next step. At least I have this, because I didn't have this and I fired up my server and I was giving out IPs to my Roomba, my Sony TV, and my home automation ZNet and some other items I did not want it to give out. So that's why I had to get this going today. Hopefully this helped you out some. All right, talk later. Bye.